Because of the following special program, Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
My name is Mr. Steve. I'm a storyteller. Hello, everybody! It's me, Mr. Steve, and welcome to the Mr. Steve Christmas Special! Yes! It's the Mr. Steve Christmas Special. I do one of these a year, and this year, the Mr. Steve Christmas Special will feature the third annual reading of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And, as a special treat, we've got a cartoon. We are going to be showing you a Charlie Brown Christmas. What? Okay. Apparently, we cannot show a Charlie Brown Christmas because the Apple Corporation will sue our pants off. Can we show any of a Charlie Brown Christmas? Not at all. Not at all. Well, how about a very small amount, like the smallest amount we can legally show? We can do that? Okay. Here, as a special treat, is the smallest amount that we can legally show from the classic TV special, A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Christmas is coming.
And that's it. Okay. Well, hey, that's all we could afford. Anyway, look at this. Look at all of these presents that are already here. Yeah, I appreciate my teenage daughters for their love of Christmas this year, because I feel that we should all embrace the Christmas spirit, because 2020 has been such a garbage fire that we should all really embrace the holidays like we never have before. The problem that I have with a large amount of these presents have been here since November. I've got a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old. You know how difficult it is for them to wake up and see these presents that they can't open for a month? That's basically torture. That's basically torture. The Geneva Convention outlaws this.
Christmas!
I thought before we read this classic book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, we could sing some Christmas carols together.
Yeah.
As a family. I thought that in celebration of the holidays, we could sing some classic Christmas songs.
I got one.
Like, here's a classic Christmas song that we can all sing together. Oh, spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Something, 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 and I really hate mimes. Christmas song!
Oh, I got one. I want it. It's from Charlie Brown.
You're not singing that right. It goes like this. Christmas time is here!
That is true.
If Emerald isn't awake. She is awake now. Sorry. I thought you kids would be quicker to stop me from singing a Halloween song during Christmas, and so I had this whole bit planned that you kids apparently just didn't want to participate in, but that's fine. Not that I'm bitter or anything. No, I figured that you would just pick up on it, but that's fine. Let's sing some Christmas songs. Let's really sing some Christmas songs. Let's sing, here you go. Here's a song everyone knows. Good King Wenceslas. Let's sing that together, okay? Good King Wenceslas came in on the feast of Stephen. Good King... Why aren't you guys singing?
What? What is that song?
Good King Wenceslas. Everyone knows that. Classic Christmas song.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, fine. We'll sing another one. I know. We Three Kings. We Three Kings, so brave and so true. We eat things like pee and like poo. Why? How come you guys aren't singing?
I'm singing it.
Come on. What other Christmas songs? Oh, let's have a Patrick Swayze Christmas. We can sing that one. That's a classic one. Oh, let's have a Patrick Swayze Christmas with this year.
Oh, Christmas. Oh.
We're going to read this book, Grinch, Why You Be Stealing Christmases, Yo, by Dr. Seuss. I knew Dr. Seuss when he was just a stressed out medical student Seuss, before he got his doctorate. The Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. The end. Oh, there's more? Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
Every what down in Whatville liked Christmas a lot.
No, 2.
What? Wait, who is it? Who is it?
Every Who down in Whoville.
I'm asking you who.
No, that's what they're called.
That's what they're called?
Yeah, they're called.
Okay,
Who.
every that down in Thatville liked
No, they're
Christmas.
called Who.
That's what I was asking you.
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first?
Certainly.
Then who's playing first?
Absolutely.
They're called Who.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yes, you can eat the candy cans. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, I actually find that North Whoville is a much better neighborhood than Central Whoville. Don't go to East Whoville, you could get shot. But North Whoville is really nice. You know what? They just got a Target with a Sephora inside. Really nice. Really nice. Central Whoville just has a Walmart, and that place is trash. But North Whoville, they've got better schools, too. You know, just a safer neighborhood. You know? I like North Whoville. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Ask me why the Grinch doesn't like Christmas.
Why?
Now, please don't ask why! No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. May I suggest acupuncture? That'll probably help, you know?
You saw the bit that I did.
I don't know if they did. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. Well, don't go to Payless Shoe Source. They closed down. There are no more Payless Shoe Sources. How am I going to annoy these kids for an hour on a Saturday afternoon without Payless Shoe Source? But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
That's
now,
deadly.
No. It was deadly when this book was written in 1957, but now it's 2020. There's a pill you can take, and then your heart will be just fine. But back in the day, you know, that was probably a killer. I would like to take this time to say that when this book was written, as you can plainly see, the Grinch did not have a color. The Grinch is just black and white with pink eyes. And that's it. A color was not assigned to the Grinch until the 60s when the animated cartoon featuring the Grinch and Boris Karloff gave him the color green. But for all we know, he's pink. For all we know, he is purple. I think he'd look good purple. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's. Shake your fist, kids. Shake your fist. Shake your fist. There you go. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. Mistletoe wreath. That gives your lips a big workout. Mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled. You know what? A lot of times, like in the original Grinch cartoon, the Grinch has like a British accent. And they're hanging their stockings. Because Boris Karloff, who's British, did the voice of the Grinch. A lot of times bad guys are British, like Darth Vader's British and stuff like that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give the Grinch a redneck accent. I don't think that's ever been done. You know? Let's turn things around here. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow done be Christmas. It's practically here. It sounds weird, but I'm going to stick with it, okay? Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. Rush. Today's Tom Sawyer, he gets high on you. With the space he invades, he gets by on you. Oh, now I'm blind. I was singing Rush. That's a music joke. I don't expect you guys to get it. And then, oh the noise, noise. There's one thing he hated. The noise. Dude, Grinch, same. And then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef. Oh! Which is something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. Singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? It's a weird voice, but I'm sticking with it. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I think that's a word. Or a thing.
What?
Wonderful, awful idea?
They're different words. The Grinch got a wonderful, comma, awful idea. It's not wonderful, awful. A wonderful, awful. That's a falafel that's so good.
You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch.
I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat, which is like, how do you even do that?
I know how to do it.
Like, how do you? That's scary. And he made, huh? Are you choking?
Ask the child if he or she is choking.
Are you choking?
And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. Chuckled? Ha 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 ha. Buck, 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 buck. He chuckled and clucked. No, but he also chuckled. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, well, shucks. I done look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? Yes. Did that stop the old Grinch? Choose now on your controllers, children.
No.
Press X to doubt.
Okay.
Press
No!
X to doubt.
The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
Is it gonna fly? No.
Well, every dog can fly. It just depends on how far you can throw them. Don't throw animals. So he called his dog Max.
But
Yes, Eleanor?
Look like it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You don't need facial hair to do that. So he called his dog Max, then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old... Then he... It's in all caps. He loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, and this is the most important part of the story time, okay? And this is the one that I really want to focus on because I want everyone to make sure that they know that that's what this says, okay? Then the Grinch said, GIDDAP.
No, it's giddy up.
It is not giddy up. It says
giddy up.
right there.
No, it's giddy
Then
up.
the Grinch said, GIDDAP.
No, it's giddy up.
If it was giddy up, it would be GIDDYUP. That would be giddy up. GIDDAP. That is the word. It says GIDDAP. Then the Grinch said, GIDDAP. Clearly says that right there.
Giddy up.
And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air, which is good, because, you know, I hate that loud snow. You know that snow that's all like, ah! Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dweeming. All the Who's were all dweeming. Leave my head alone. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. Sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square. This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed. Everybody's looking for Who's.
Some of them want to use you.
Really, that was weird. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fists. The old Santa Claus hissed, empty bags in his fists. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. Why stockings? He grinned. Are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant. Give me a creepy smile, kids. Give me a creepy smile. Okay, I didn't tell you to break your neck. With a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. Wow, this is the 50s. Wow. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly... And this is some really bad writing on Dr. Seuss's part. Just want to take this time to say. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimbley. Then he slunk to the ice box. Okay, in the 50s it was an ice box. He went to the fridge. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that ice box as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took the last can of Who hash.
What's Who hash?
It's like hash, but with Who. In the beginning of it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound, like the coo of a dove.
Is that actually what it sounds like?
Caw-caw! Caw-caw! Whippoorwill! Anyway. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was no more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who had gone out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? That's the typical voice of a 2-year-old Who. Not sure you guys knew that. But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick? Ew. Somebody get the Grinch a wipe. He's all slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And the fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head. Then he got her a drink and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. I don't think that's a cup of water. I think the Grinch just gave Cindy Lou Who an espresso.
Give me that coffee. Give me that coffee. Give me that coffee.
No. I'm a bit concerned about that, but okay, whatever. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire, and the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who mouses. It was 1:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze. When he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tag, and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. The ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tinsels, the trimmings, the trappings. The ribbons, the wrappings, the tag, the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Poo-poo to the Who's. He was grinchiously humming. You know what he says to the Who's? Poo-poo to the Who's. That's what he says. Poo-poo to you.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo. You know what I say to 2020? Poo-poo to 2020.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo. Poo-poo to the Who's, he was grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. I went back to the southern accent. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two like this. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. Thank you. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused.
Seriously. Unpause.
Then the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, which sounds like it hurts. Popping your eyes? Ouch.
Would blood come out?
I don't know. Would you like? I don't know Grinch anatomy well enough to answer that question, but popping your eyes, no matter what your species is, that can't be good, you know?
Yeah.
You're going to have lifelong eye problems, eyesight problems. Go to your optometrist, Mr. the Grinch. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. Everybody shake. Shake! Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Let me turn the page. What is on this page is a shocking surprise. The book was right. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing. without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? I'm starting to hate the southern accent I've given to the Grinch. I'm going to go back to the British accent. How could it be so? See, because bad guys usually have a British accent, so I thought I'd be different and give them like a southern rednecky accent, but that's just annoying. So, how could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Wow, if your puzzler puzzles for 3 hours or more, contact your doctor. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. What if you make a Snuggie out of a ShamWow? Then when you spill something on it, it sucks in all of the thing you spilled so you don't have to clean. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, comes from online now. You don't go to a store. You just go to a website, you know. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. I would like to take this time to say that they do make CBD for dogs. Look at Max there. So depressed. So sad. Get some CBD dog biscuits. Those exist. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say. Okay, here's some CBD dog biscuits for you. Okay. That the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And just from a medical perspective, that's dangerous.
Yeah, your heart could explode.
I mean, having a heart 3 sizes too small, yeah, that's dangerous. But having your heart then grow 3 sizes, that's actually, I think, probably more dangerous than having a heart 3 sizes too small.
Your heart could explode or come out of your chest at any time.
Yeah, this is some creepy stuff. This is creepy.
Like, what happened to the Grinch then? Did he explode? Did his heart come out of his chest?
Probably. It was probably like an aliens sort of a situation, you know? Like, rah! And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. I don't need to hear any of that. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. And that's the end of that story. Yay! So that's the end of story time. Did you like that? The 3rd anniversary, the 3rd year in a row that I have read this classic book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Thank you, Maxwell. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, Bella, who was here on the side and laughing a couple of times when I was super funny. I want to thank you for watching this video. Be sure and like and subscribe and all those other things I have to say because I'm somebody on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye! Merry Christmas!